Welcome to Unmasking with Heather Diane, where we are peeling back the layers of trauma to rediscover self, and we are unmasking pain and reclaiming our peace. This is me, writing my way back to myself. The pursuit of a dream is not for the faint of heart. I believe many people carry a goal or dream that they don't pursue or dismiss as unrealistic. As a woman with ADHD, I'm constantly generating ideas, whether it's for my students' next project or a new way to teach kiddos about anxiety and emotional regulation. My brain is always moving and creating. At any given time, I have multiple thoughts, stories, and ideas swirling in my mind. Writing is how these different trains of thought begin to connect. Thought patterns that were once separate suddenly intertwine reflections and stories. Writing to heal is what I've been encouraged to do. I've been writing off and on for the past few years as I process my trauma, examine my triggers, and see myself through the lens of ADHD and autism. Kind, gentle, and supportive people have encouraged me to start to share my story. At first, I was a firm no. The idea of allowing complete strangers to see my shame and pain felt like the worst idea in the world. Why would anyone do that to themselves? If I'm being completely honest, I was terrified, and I knew exactly why. The last time I'd shared my writing publicly was in 1995, when we performed a play I had written on the Fringe circuit. It received mixed reviews. One man told me he found the anger in my writing intense and wanted to know more about where it came from. This completely freaked me out. I was 22 at the time and heavily masking. Having someone see beyond my masks felt unsafe. Writing no longer felt safe either, so I stopped, except for private journaling and reflections. Is it a coincidence that it's 2025, the year that I've started to write and share publicly again? 30 years, almost to the day. We traveled and performed in the summer of 1995. 30 years of living in fear that my writing would reveal me, and of firmly believing that if people saw the real me, broken but beautiful, they would reject me. The truth is, some people in my life don't like this next chapter. However, I'm happy to say there are more that do. That's the beauty of the healing journey. Not only do you find yourself, you find your people. They see through the pain, the shame, and the masks to the vulnerable, real, raw you. They see the strength of your journey and use words like warrior and survivor to describe you. These people have helped me see that I'm lovable, faults and all. This week's post is about the new reality I'm living. After spending most of my life hiding my true self, it feels surreal to now be putting my truth out there for anyone to read. What's most surprising, though, is what's happening inside of me. The more I write and share, the less I worry about what people think. I know by sharing publicly and eventually in a memoir, I'll encounter critics. In the past, that alone, the opinions of others, would have kept me silent. But now, with a stronger support network and growing inner strength, I simply don't care. And I don't say this defensively, not at all. I have simply learned that not everyone will like you or support you, and that's okay. Keep going, as you will find there are many people who do connect to your words, have empathy for your situation, and most of all, want to see you succeed. These are the relationships you need to invest in, the ones that make you feel loved in the most deep and authentic ways. I started on Substack, where I share my weekly stories and reflections almost 2 months ago. I've received some feedback, gained a few followers, and even picked up a couple of paid subscribers. It's all wonderful. And I'm learning how to turn this into a little business or side hustle for my retirement to help supplement my pension. I'm happy to say there's been little to no negative feedback. However, my life has shifted in some unexpected ways, and it's on my heart to write and share about it. First off, social media, it is what it is. It's a place where people share snapshots of their lives with friends, followers, and sometimes the world. Facebook is the platform I know the best, and for the older generations, it's still the place to be. I had to learn about TikTok when my students began sharing about how they were being bullied online by filters and comments, and I had no idea what they were talking about. I knew I either needed to retire early or learn to see the world through my students' eyes. What I didn't realize was that scrolling through the silly dances and amusing pranks gave me a dopamine hit. And as someone with ADHD, finding sources of dopamine throughout the day is essential. I made a point to budget my time on social media so the novelty wouldn't wear off. But once you start using social media for work or in a more professional capacity, it becomes just that, a job, and the rush can fade. In fact, I'm on social media less than ever before, now using it primarily to promote my healing work. In some ways, that's amazing. I post when I need to and then move on with my day. What I sometimes forget is that people are reading silently or listening in the background. People from all corners of my life. When I'm out living my life and someone mentions my writing, I often have to pause and remind myself, oh, right, anyone can access my truth if they choose to read it or listen to my reflections. The first few times this happened, it was triggering. My body instantly
To keep reading or listening, consider buying me a cup of coffee for $5 a month and become a paid subscriber, a new supportive friend. Healing deserves depth, and depth takes support. Become a paid subscriber to continue unmasking with me. Access my full weekly posts with an audio option and help keep this safe, validating space alive. Your support helps sustain this work for you, for me, and for every soul who's healing and still finding their voice. And if this is where you leave today, I thank you for taking the time to connect with one of my stories of unmasking, and I truly hope to see you again soon. Take care and keep going. Everybody has a story. This has been Unmasking with Heather Diane.